What is up, guys? Switch Site here, giving you guys some Left 4 Dead 2 gameplay with a new topic and a new series I'll be giving you guys. It's a story time series. This is number 1. This is a story I found on my Tumblr, on my dashboard, that my friend reblogged, and I searched this up. I did a little bit of research, not too much. A lot of people said it was fake. It was on creepypasta, which also means it's pretty much fake or fiction, because almost all the stories in creepypasta are fiction or just altered to make it sound crazy. Well, I think it's fiction. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the site. I just did a little bit of research now. This is the first time I've heard of them, and I know I'm probably going to get some religious conflicts in this comment section, and if you could refrain from doing that, or at least keep it civilized disputes instead of calling each other names and, you know, just starting a bunch of fights, just talk about it. And yeah, that's it, and I'll get right to the story. The story, the title of the story, my bad, sorry guys, is Gateway of the Mind. In 1983, a team of deeply pious scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. The scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. They believed that the 5 senses clouded our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. To purge him of all of the senses, the scientists performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connection to the brain was surgically severed. Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. With no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world, he was alone with his thoughts. Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about a state of mind in jumbled, slurred sentences that he could not hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushed, unintelligible voices in his head. Assuming it was an onset of psychosis, the scientists paid little attention to the man's concern. 2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking with him, and even more, communicate back. The scientists were intrigued, but were not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists. He repeated personal information to the scientists that only the dead spouses and dead parents would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of the scientists left the study. That's probably due to the freakiness of what he just said. I'm assuming. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming in every waking moment. His consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response. He begged the scientists for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for only 3 days until he started having severe night terrors, or nightmares. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and hear deceased in his dreams. Only a day later, the subject began to scream and claw at his non-functional eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. The hysterical subject now said the voices of the dead were deafening and hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. At one point, he yelled, "No heaven, no forgiveness," for 5 hours straight. He continually begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table so he could not kill himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggling and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops silently streaked across his face. For 2 weeks, the subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head. Despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with the scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and He has abandoned us," and his vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death. Well, that's the end of the story. Tell me what you think about this story in the comment section below. I'm going to post a picture that this story came with, and just to make it seem a little, I guess, a little more real, or just so you guys are more convinced about it. And as always, have a nice day. Please like, comment, or subscribe. Share this with your friends. Just to get this channel growing, I will do more of these, and I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, just do that. If you don't, that's fine. It's your choice. If you don't like it, tell me that in the comment section below. I won't do this type of story anymore. I'll do something a little more or less dark. Well, that's it, guys. You can watch the rest of this video, and I'm going to stop it soon so I can post a picture. See you later.
Reloading. Those guys fireproof. Rush out. Grabbing a vial jar. Incoming. Got the cola.
Cover me for a sec, I gotta heal.
That'll keep me for a bit. Ah! Hey, wait a second. I gotta heal.
Reloading. Reloading.
Way to the mall. Reloading.
Adrenaline shot here. Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
Dude! That shit burns.
Those shit don't stop fights.
Are you out of your mind shooting at me?
We have guns here. I'm reloading.
Throwing a pipe bomb!
Reloading.
Bow jar here.
It's about to get serious.
Grabbing a bile jar!
Hey, there's the mall. We made it.
Good one.
Get inside.
Uh-oh, I hit one of those.
Take it.
What is it called? Jockey?
I'm thinking we can take on anything.